over 15 years. It's something where these guys made such an impact and became legends in 3, 4, 5 years. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't overstate how good Brockington for those 3 years or so, those first 3 years, you can't overstate how dominant a runner,
Mm.
Brockington was. And to be able to lead that Packers team in '72 to the playoffs. Um, you know, I saw an interview with Ken Bowman where he said, the Packers literally ran through the Central Division that year, and they did. It was done on the ground with Brockington and MacArthur Lane, and an offensive line with Ken Bowman still there. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You think of the length of the careers, and I think Brockington was unfortunate that a set of circumstances combined together all together
Mm.
to shorten his career. And quite ironically, of course, he ended his career at Kansas City, and Kansas City signed him to replace MacArthur Lane, who went on injured reserve. Um, but it was heading into that his last season with the Packers, which would have been '77.
Mm-hmm.
He had 4,999 career rushing yards for the Packers, and the Packers were trying to trade Brockington prior to that start of the season. And fortunately, they couldn't get a trade done, so he played that first game, had 25 yards rushing, and then was released after that first game, so broke that 5,000
Ah,
yard barrier.
okay.
Um, and even to this day, he's still third on the Packers all-time rushing list behind
Mm.
Amon Green and Jimmy Taylor.
Mm.
Um, and so people should look at that rushing list and ask themselves, well, who is this guy that's third on that list? And when you
Yeah,
go and look at him, very, very dominant player for unfortunately a short period of time.
yeah, yeah. Well, that brings us to the questions here. Where does he fit in Packer lore, and what were some of his great honors that he received in his career, Peter?
Yeah, so start at the top. He's in the Packers Hall of Fame, which obviously he should be.
Mm.
Was a Pro Bowler for each of those 3 years, 71, 72, 73. Um, was All Pro 71 and 73, and made a number of All Pro teams in 72. Was All Conference in each of those years. Um, was the Sporting News Rookie of the Year in 71. Was the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year in 71. As we said earlier, he's on the Ohio State All-Century team. He's in the Ohio State Athletic Hall of Fame. I
Mm.
don't know what they call it. The Varsity
The
O Hall
varsity,
of Fame.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a
Um,
great place. The varsity down in Columbus. Yeah, he is.
um,
He's on there.
so yeah, I mean, for those years where he was dominant, he got all of that recognition, very very much deservedly so. And in Packers history, uh, amongst amongst fullbacks, the running type fullbacks, you think of Jimmy Taylor and Clark Hinkle, and then John Brockington. Amongst all running backs, easily within the top 10 in Packers history. And I think it's just a case of what type of back are you looking for? Are you looking for an all-purpose halfback type? Um, then you've got Paul Horning maybe. If you're looking for that power inside runner, that's going to get you the yards that you need on whether it's short yardage or whatever it might be. A guy that can dominate and beat up defenses. A guy that can carry the ball 30 or 32 times a game. It's John Brockington.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Eric, what were your final feelings you had on John Brockington?
Well, just that he was my first sort of Packer hero. Um, it That era is was just sort of magic for a kid. The I think it was Brockington's rookie year. The Packers made the playoffs for the first time since their last Super Bowl, I believe. And Peter, you can check me on accuracy there, but that didn't happen again for a while, and it just popped into my head. A little trivia for you guys, put you on the spot. But so Bart Starr gets hired in '75. What was the predominant bumper sticker? I mean, the bumper sticker. People were starved in Green Bay. We were so spoiled in the '60s, not only making the playoffs but winning championships, and the people were starving. And now you bring home the hero. I just see it in my head on every old paneled station wagon going by. Does anybody know what the Packer bumper sticker was?
Uh, Boomers? Any boomer out there?
Well, this certainly. I don't know if there's people older than me that listens to podcasts, but it was a fresh start with Bart.